What is up guys, how's it going? Today we're going to be doing some more test hands for the dual avatars. Today we're going to be focusing on going second, so it's definitely going to change up the dynamic of this whole deck, the way it actually plays out, everything we do to respond to the opponent. It's all going to be quite a significant difference here. But honestly, I have no idea how this is going to turn out, so let's find out together. But before we get started, if you guys do enjoy this video, please drop a like, share, comment and subscribe, it really helps. But with that being said, let's begin. Alright, so here's our opening hand. What I do like about this is since we are going second, we do have the Ash here, which could pretty much just negate one of our opponent's cards, of course, so that's great. But what we have here is we do have the perfect sync, which allows us to add our other card, Yugioh, because we already have two copies of Kokoku in the hand, which is a little redundant, but it's okay. We do have Invitation, which is quite a powerful card to start us off with. So that's pretty much what I'm going to do. I'm going to activate Invitation and get rid of one of the Kokokus, and this will summon out 4 of our tokens, of course. So, or actually 5 of our tokens. We're filling up the entire board here, and we're just gonna go ahead and do our first I guess fusion summon. So in this case we're gonna take, actually to be honest, we could take 3 if we really wanted to, honestly. Like, it's pretty crazy to see that we could actually do that, but I'm thinking maybe I shouldn't. I mean, you could use it with the Kokoku, because the interesting thing is this. This would respawn during the opponent's turn, not during your turn, so you could actually just use it up right now, and this would allow you to immediately go for your Mitsujaku, which is quite a rare circumstance, of course, but either way it is still definitely a really great card to go into anyway. It's just that it protects your dual avatar fusions from battle each turn, so you know, it's pretty nice. And also the fact that this comes out, we could also just bounce back the opponent's spells and traps right now if we wanted to. That's definitely a fantastic effect. However, let's now do another, should we do another fusion summon? Not just yet, because we still haven't done a normal summon. So we're just going to normal summon out the Yugioh. That's really great, of course. Put it right here. And let's see, I'm going to destroy one of our tokens with Yugioh's effect, and this will allow us to then search our deck and add a spell card. Since we already have Invitation and Perfect Sync, we may as well just add the dual avatar Defeating Evil, a very powerful card, just to get rid of a few cards the opponent has. However, as you can see here, we have extra space, so Perfect Sync can use its effect and bring us out to one more token, so we would maximize out the board. And of course we could go for our second fusion summon, so in this case we'll take 2 of the tokens, and I think I'll take Yugioh as well. That would obviously go to the graveyard, and this would allow us to go for our empowered Yugioh. So there we go, we have 2 very powerful monsters, and of course keep in mind we activate this, destroying one of our tokens and destroying one of our opponent's cards. And then of course we have these 2 here being very powerful right off the bat. So for a second turn play, this is pretty much the most optimal situation we can be in. Alright, so here's another opening hand going second this time. Very different, as we could see here, very nice of course. I think the best thing to go for is to bait out the opponent, go for your terraforming, and either way you just get to add your field spell, so that's really great. But even so, with that being said, we can activate the field spell and search out. So we have here Kokoku, so we're just going to add our Yugioh. What's next? We're going to activate the Invitation once more, very powerful. Now keep in mind, if your opponent has like a Dragoons or any other boss monster that negates, just Gamma Seal them, you know, no big deal there, right? But yeah, with that being said, we're going to activate our Invitation, discard the second copy of the Perfect Sync, and we're just going to get out our 5 tokens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fill up the board, and of course we have the exact same over here. Very amazing, of course, but the simple thing is we take 2 of the tokens and we fuse it together with the Kokoku, and this would allow us to go for your Mitsujaku again. And of course, with that being said, we could summon out our Yuhi. Yuhi would destroy one of our tokens, and this would in turn allow us to search for whatever card we actually wanted to, at least in this case, a spell card. So we're going for defeating evil once more, and then with the second fusion summon, we're going to fuse these 2 together. And this would allow us to then go for our Kongyo. But of course, Perfect Sync also allows you to get back 1 extra token. So you just bring it out, and again we have the defeating evil doing its thing. But of course we also have burial goods, allowing us to ditch off cards to the graveyard. It's kind of like setting yourself up, a bit of deck thinning as well. But with that being said, you got rid of one of their monsters, and in this case you have the same situation here. So it's actually a little bit more improved in this circumstance, to be honest, because the Gamma Seal just does so much more. Alright, so very different opening hand, but we could still definitely work really well with this. So just going to activate the terraforming, search for our Perfect Sync, which is over here. We can activate it, and this will allow us to add our Yuhi from the deck to the hand. Seems like I certainly have more of an affinity towards Kokoku, because it seems to be the one I draw most, despite the fact that I play both 3 copies of Yuhi and the Kokoku. But with that being said, we don't have invitation, so that is definitely a bit of a setback there, though not to a huge degree. Just normal summon out Yuhi, Perfect Sync will activate and summon out a token, but Yuhi will destroy the token anyway, searching us out our invitation. So bring it out there. Gonna activate the invitation. You know what's amazing is that we get to discard one of these. We have 2 compacts, very nice of course, but with that, actually to be honest, 2 compacts is actually better, because by getting rid of this, well, does the similar thing, doesn't it? Though to be honest, it could get 2 targets, right? So no, because it's a hard once per turn, you just decide whichever one. I'm just going to go with that one, but we essentially bring out 4 tokens, so obviously it's a little less in this case, but that's okay. We could still definitely work out with this, because we still have our fusion summons. So the first fusion summon, gonna take this together with the Kokoku, and we're just gonna fusion summon and allow us to go for Mitsujaku. Like I said, Mitsujaku is just really powerful. It has the ability to also respond. If your opponent pretty much activates any monster effect, as long as you have 2 fusion monsters on the board, you just get to destroy that monster in response. So I always like to bring it out, definitely very nice. But with that being said, go for a second fusion summon. So in this case, going to try and vary it up a bit. Instead of going for Yuhi, we just take these 2 and use them to pretty much allow us to go into, let's see, we have the choice of going for, well actually the best choice is to go for the Yugioh. The Yugioh is more so a turn 2 card, because if it's special summoned, you get to target an attack position monster your opponent controls to destroy, and also this card just can't attack directly. But does that really matter? I mean, not really. I mean, I'm sure the opponent has some kind of monster out there anyway, and of course we still have all of these to follow up on. So it is up to you. Of course, we could have easily used the Yuhi and went for the Empowered Kongyo like last time and just had the 2 monsters, but I think with this you get a bit more value with the 3 monsters. An additional play you could potentially do is, after you attack with the Yuhi or maybe even the Yugioh, just chain your Defeating Evil, because this is a card that activates as a quick play, right? So you could do this during the battle phase and pretty much just destroy something, which is very nice as a follow-up. But of course we do have the Dual Avatar Return, which can bring back one of our monsters anyway. And of course we have our Dual Avatar Compact as well, to set and activate one of our cards in the graveyard. So It does give you a bit of an option. Of course, the compact won't activate this, or the other compact that is. It's after this goes to the graveyard that you can activate it, which obviously is very nice, of course. But as you can see, this one slightly differs from the previous two just by going into a different card. Of course, this all depends on your situation, who you're going up against, and what they have on board. But I hope this gives you a bit more insights as to what this deck could potentially do. This has been fun, but this is pretty much it for now, so I do hope you guys actually enjoyed this one. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you all have a brilliant day. I'll see you all next time.